January wrap up. I read 19 books. Colleen Coble is just the queen at murder mysteries. So I really hate saying that a book sucks, but I thought it was very long and drawn out. At first I really thought that this book was so freaking predictable, but basically I thought it was so boring.
God, you call me by my name. The love you give me, I just can't deny. Yeah. No longer blinded, I can see.
Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, if you are new, hi, hello, how are you? I'm Jasmine, and on this channel we talk all about faith in Jesus Christ, books, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Come join the fam. We would absolutely love to have you. And in today's video I am doing my January wrap up. So technically I'm going to be doing two sort of January wrap ups. So I will be doing my January wrap up where I sit here and talk about the books that I have read in the month of January, because it has been a lot. But I will also be doing a short kind of the same thing when I do my journal flip through for January, and then my February reading journal flip through as well. But anyways, before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know, tiny little announcement. I am starting an Etsy shop. I have read all of your comments, and recently I have been getting a lot of comments about my Kindle sleeves, and you guys want, like certain colors. I've had people ask me for certain color ones, and people asking me to start a shop and things like that. So I have finally buckled down, and I'm in the process of starting an Etsy shop. So hopefully by the time that this goes up, the Etsy shop will already be open. If it is, I will put it down the link in the description, and I will make a community post about it when the shop has launched. But here are just some of the few pieces that will be on the shop. So they're all the same. So I have this checkered orange crochet Kindle sleeve. This will fit a Kindle Basic and a Kindle Paperwhite, and then the color in pink, which you guys have seen before. I have this on my in my Kindle now. So this is the color in pink, and then here is the color in yellow. But what is so different about mine is I also have a very nice professional lining in the inside, because crochet, it tends to stretch over time. I want your Kindle sleeves to be nice and secure all the time, especially if you're going to be paying for a handmade item. Anyways, that took longer than expected, but anyways, let's just go ahead and get into my January wrap up. So in January I read 19 books. 19 books, guys, and we honestly still have one more day left, so I might get one more book done by the time January ends. But let's just stop talking and get into it. So I read no physical books this month. No physical books at all. I've either read Kindle books, like on my Kindle, mangas on my Kindle, or I have read audiobooks. So other than that, let's just get into what I have been reading. I'm not going to go into like the descriptions. I will leave the link to the Goodreads for each and every book down below, or as many books I can put up there anyways. So the first book I read in the month of January was 3 Missing Days by Colleen Coble. This is the third book in this Pelican Harbor series. I did finish the Pelican Harbor series, so this was a really good book. I gave it 5 stars. It was super good. Colleen Coble is just the queen at murder mysteries, so I loved it. I was very much captivated with the book. The next book I read was Volume 0 of Jujutsu Kaisen, which is called Blinding Darkness. I did kind of a review on this book a little bit in my vlog that I did earlier this month, so I will leave that in the cards up above as well if you want to go see that. I really enjoyed this manga. I loved Rika, I loved Yuta, I loved all the characters, Maki, Panda, Inumaki, just super duper cute characters. This is by Gigi Akutami if you guys are interested. It is the book 0 in the series. I gave it a 5-star rating. The next book I read is If I'm Found by Terry Blackstock. This is the second book in the If I Run series. I gave this book 4 stars. I love Dylan. I just love Casey. Love the characters. That is also in the video that I did earlier this month in the vlog. So again, I'll link that up above here. The next book I read was actually my first ever arc. And this was The Kissing Bet, or The Kiss Bet by Ingro or Orcha. I'm sorry, I can't even read that. But I gave this book 3 stars. This is a graphic novel, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. I just felt like it was very, so it's about this girl. She's complaining that she's never had her first kiss, and she's in high school, about to be 18, all of this stuff, and she's never had her first kiss. So her best friend Patrick dares her to ask a guy at the subway to kiss her, and turns out the guy starts thinking that she's weird, all this stuff. Turns out the guy is turns out the guy goes to her school, is her tutor, and lives across from her. So it's like this whole thing. Me personally, the reason why I gave it 3 stars was because I just felt like it was more childish than it should have been. Because if the characters are in high school about to graduate, why is this book, like, it just felt very childish. It felt like very like middle schoolish instead of it being high school. So yeah. The next book I read was Check and Mate by Allie Hazelwood, and I gave this book 1 star, guys. First of all, I would not recommend this book to any Christian, like, ever. Like, I did not like this book. It was so bad. I really hate saying that a book sucks, but this book was not good. Not good. This book was promoting you know, hookup culture. The main character was just talking about how she just loves to have sex and all of this stuff, and we're talking about like an 18-year-old girl saying that, you know, sex is a recreational hobby for her. It's just, it was something along the lines of that. Like, it's like a recreational hobby for her to go and have sex with different people, and I didn't appreciate that, because if I had a daughter that was reading this book and she's like 15, what the heck? This is a YA novel as well. This is not an adult novel. It should have been categorized as young adult, or not young adult, but new adult. New adult instead of young adult. I have a whole review on it on Goodreads if you guys want to see it, but basically I just, like, in the review I was just reminding the author that the age range for a YA novel is 12 to like 18, and I would never ever want my 12-year-old daughter reading something that says sex is a recreational hobby and she loves sleeping around with different people but can't commit to an actual relationship. That's absolutely not. I do not want my daughter seeing that nonsense. So absolutely not. No. The next book I read was the first volume in the One Piece manga series by Ichiro Oda. This is volume 1. I gave it 4 stars, really good. If you watch the anime but you've never read the manga, little fact here for you. In the mangas, Zoro His name in the manga is Zolo. Zolo, not Zoro. When I saw that, I was like, this might be a typo. But no, like in the manga, his original name was Zolo. Roanoa Zolo with an L-O. So I thought that was pretty cool, or pretty weird actually, because I know him as Zoro. But anyways, that's besides the point. The next book I read was Realmbreaker by Victoria Aveyard. This book was really good. I gave it 3 stars. It was mid. It was average. It was an average fantasy book. I thought it was very, very long. Very, very long and drawn out. I've heard a lot of people say that about this book. It was very, very long and drawn out. A lot of people I saw were saying that it was boring. I didn't think it was boring. I just think that there could have been a lot more substance to it, especially for Victoria Aveyard. I've seen her write better. So, yes. The next book I read was another arc, and this is my first time reading Pepper Basham, but I did read Some Like It Scot by Pepper Basham, which this book should be coming out in April. I'll also leave the publishing date as well somewhere on the screen, but I gave this book 4 stars. I thought it was so cute, so cute. I love the main character. She was just so cute and so clumsy, and I love the male main character as well. I just thought they were just so cute and just so fun. I thought it was a fun read. So if you guys are interested, I would definitely pick this up on the publishing date, which is sometime in April, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. The next book I read was 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. This was my first time reading a Holly Jackson book. I liked it. I loved it actually. I gave it 4 stars. And the plot twist at the end, I was just not expecting. At first, I really thought that this book was so freaking predictable. I was like, you got to be kidding me. This book is so predictable. But then we got to the end, and like the last 25% of the book was just like whirlwind after whirlwind after whirlwind after whirlwind, and I just would never have expected any of the people that were in this book to have done what they done and all this stuff. So crazy. So go read that book if you haven't. 4 stars from Jasmine. So, and it's a clean book. There's no explicit content. You guys know, I will let you know if there's explicit content in the book beforehand. But the next book I read was The Nature of Love by Toni Shiloh, and this is also an arc as well that should be coming out in February, and this book really disappointed me. This is, first of all, my first Toni Shiloh book, and it was just not hitting the mark for me. I do have a whole review on Goodreads if you guys want to go read it, but basically I thought it was so boring. It was like 380 pages of boring to me. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just not into the whole like mundaneness of like mother life, or taking care of children and stuff like that. I thought this was so boring. It was boring. So boring. I literally have nothing else to say, but it was boring. It was just the mundane. It was so mundane for a romance book. And I was just like, I don't read books for the mundaneness of it, because I don't need to read books to see the mundaneness of life, because I'm already living it. You know what I'm saying? I read books to get out of the mundaneness of life, and this book was just not it for me. I am so sorry to everybody that loves Toni Shiloh, because I was the first one to have a 2-star review on Goodreads for her, so I feel bad, but I got the book to honestly read and review, and that's just my honest opinion. I didn't like the book. So Yes. The next book I read was the third volume in the Jujutsu Kaisen novels by Gigi Akutami, and this book is called Young Fish and Reverse Punishment. I gave this book 3 stars, 4 stars. I gave this book 4 stars. I like this book. It was really, really good. Really, really good. I'm not going to go into too much about that. The next book I read was One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McKennis. This book was also okay. I gave it a 3-star review. I was honestly I kind of already predicted the ending. So when we found out what actually happened, it was like, okay. Okay. Like, that's fine. Like, I see where we were going with this. Yeah. I actually missed a book as well, but the other book that I read was also by Karen M. McKennis, and that was Nothing More to Tell. And I gave this book 2 stars, and I gave this book 2 stars because I literally sat through that whole audiobook just to find out absolutely nothing. Like, we don't find out who killed the teacher. We don't. We get a prediction on who killed the teacher at the end, but dude, does anybody go to jail? No. Nobody goes to jail. Nobody gets punished. We don't even know who the actual killer is. We have absolutely no idea. None. So I just thought that wasn't cool. That was not cool from Karen McKennis to literally write a whole book just at the end. We don't even get to see who the actual killer is. I don't want a prediction. I want to know who the killer is. So the next book I read after One of Us is Lying is JJK Volume 4, and this is called I'm Gonna Kill You by Gigi Akutami. Once again, really, really good. I gave this book a 3-star rating. I was really, really hoping that Junpei would be part of the JJK school, but he ended up going away. So I was very sad about that. The next book I read was Tidewater Inn by Colleen Coble, and I gave this book a 4-star rating. Really good. Anything from Colleen Coble is just super, super good. And I read that book on audio. It was a really, really good book. I love the ending. And I was just all up in the book. The next book I read was JJK Volume 5, and that was Kyoto School Sister School Event, Goodwill Event by Gigi Akutami. I gave this book a 3-star review as well. I just don't like the Goodwill Event arc. It was okay. Like, it's average. Like, I read through it, but it's not my favorite arc from JJK so far. Because there's like action, but like not too much in there. So I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling it. The next book I read was JJK Volume 6, Black Flash, and by Gigi Akutami. And this book I gave 4 stars. I freaking love this one specifically because of the chapter where Toto and Yuji is fighting Hanami. Like, what? Like, I love that. Like, I loved that scene on like the anime scene, but I love it in the manga too. I love that part. Like, especially when they go like this. I'll put a picture up here somewhere, but it was so good. So good. Anyways, the next book I read was One of Us is Next by Karen M. McKennis. This is the second book in the One of Us is Lying series, and this book was good. This book was okay. I gave it 3 stars. It was okay. It wasn't anything that I would rave over. We have the same characters In the first book, we have Nathan, and we have Bronwyn and all those people in here, but now they're kind of like side characters, and now we follow now we were following like Maeve, which is Bronwyn's sister, and everybody that's in high school, in senior year of high school now, right? So it was a good book. It was a good book. I was really disappointed to hear that that Nathan and Bronwyn's relationship was pretty much toxic after the first book, because I was really hoping that they would be just like in love. But even though Nathan said that they're endgame, but like, come on now, like, just be endgame. Like, you don't have to have the toxicity with it, but it is what it is. And the 19th book that I read this month is JJK Volume 7, and this was The Origin of Obedience, and I gave this book 5 stars. It was one of my favorites so far. I just love that we finally got to see Megumi's domain expansion, and I literally love that scene so much where he's just like, what the hell, let's go all out. And I just love that scene so much because Megumi, like, it's Megumi. So but I also love that we are introduced to Chozo at the end, which is a cursed spirit. So I can't wait to read the other books in the series. I might pick some more up. I might buy some more books tomorrow. But yes, so those are all the books that I have for you guys today. So I only gave 3 books 5 stars this month, which I'm kind of disappointed for. I was hoping for a lot more 5-star reads, but it is what it is. I think I was getting like a little bit more critical as the month went on, but I'm really not trying to be. I kind of just like give it my initial thought and kind of just like forget about it afterwards. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I love you. What did you guys read? What did you guys read? How many books did you guys read in the month of January? I felt like January was such a long month, so that's probably why I got so many books done. But let me know what you guys have read down below. And I love you, but Jesus loves you so much more. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
I'm on my way to meet you. We gotta talk, you know. All these trials and tribulations got me tired.